Hi all, and welcome to week 5. This week you are finished with your newspaper article assignment that we had last week, and this week you have a week that's not going to be super difficult. This week you don't have any major projects to turn in. Mostly you have chapter 18 to read. You have 2 different databases to explore, assuming the technology is working. And then you have a small research assignment that you will do with your peers in the class. So let's look through this really quickly. This is the introduction page. Make sure that you read through all of this, of course. And then, well, this one is. And then down here is the chapter. So this is chapter 18, formatting, and it's mostly just covering different ways to format in Microsoft Word. All of the different techniques that you can use in order to make sure the format for the documents that you're designing is easy to read and is efficient and all of that sort of stuff. So white space use, how to font size and color, when to use bold, when to use italics. Those kinds of things are all covered in this chapter. It's a lot of just techniques that will make your documents pop a lot more. So make sure you read through that. The next thing here is the OLLU Library Social Work Research Starter. If we click on this link, it will take us to this page here. This is another tool with the library that you can use, and it also includes links to these 2 social work reference books, which will be important here in a minute. These 2 books will be the main focus of one of the discussions that we will have here in just a second. But look through this page and it will help you see some of the different tools that you have as a social worker trying to do research, and some of the main reference texts that are involved in that. Let's see. So next we have the discussion forum, and there are 4 different posts on here to look at. The first 2 are the library tools that we want you to use this week, and these are ProQuest eBook Central and EBSCOhost eBook Collection. And at the time that I'm recording this, unfortunately, our library still isn't functioning too well. They were just shut down until 2 o'clock for the entire website. So yeah, it's not working yet. But fortunately, I work at a different campus that has both of these search engines, and so I can kind of show you through some of those. This is ProQuest eBook Central, and all I do is go here and I can search for whatever kinds of books I want. I can do advanced searches as well and add in all of the Boolean operators and select by author and all of that sort of stuff. But right now, if I just look up Veterans of PTSD, I know that's an issue that 2 different people in the class are covering. I can find 302 books that are covered by specifically that. And if you want to use this search, you can just go down the titles and try to find ones that seem like they would apply more to what you're talking about. Art therapy with military populations, history, innovation, and applications is probably a little more useful than this one, which is in Spanish, or an introduction to neuroanthropology, which is probably a little too broad. So this gives us 302 results. You can probably add some different operators and stuff in there to try to make it a little more boiled down. When we go to this other one, we'll have the opposite problems. So I'm going to do Veterans and PTSD. And I'm only going to find these two results. Music therapy with military veteran populations. And this one isn't even about veterans. It's just PTSD. Let's try. Yeah, or PTSD in veterans. It's going to give me the same two results. 5 results. Oh, okay. Yeah, that came up with a few more. Yeah, so this one, I don't know if this is just because these are specifically the books with UIW, or if they're different for each one, but try out your search results in here. Try using the ones you're going to use for your literature review, of course, and see if you can find some good sources in here. That will also be something that might come in handy later. All of these are going to be books, I believe, so if you actually want to use one of these as one of your texts, it might be a lot of reading. But most of these will have the entire text. Let's try and see if we can look at this one here. This might take a while to load because it's going to be like 400 pages. Yeah. Yes. Yes, this is a very long book. So this is an entire book here that you can go and you can read, or you can find specific sections that support what you're talking about. We'll see how useful that is for the projects that you guys are doing, but I don't know if you'll have enough time in the semester to read a bunch of whole books. Still though, look and see what you can find. So there's 2 discussion boards related to those. Let's see, not this one. Yeah. ProQuest and EBSCOhost. And so if you look at those, they have various questions that you need to answer. Use your specific topics and put them in here and just see what you find. And you might find something useful. You might find something that you want to read, even if you don't necessarily have time to read it in the class. Same with this one over here. So all of the questions are just based on you exploring it and using those same tools. Alright. If it doesn't work, if throughout the entire week there isn't a point where you're able to access either of these results in the library, then we'll just push it back to a different week, same as before. Alright, so that's those 2. The next one is specialized reference texts, and so this is just asking mostly about those 2 books that we saw when we went to the Getting Started page on the library here. Where did I just go? Okay, specialized reference texts. So this gives you a short spiel about what specialized reference texts are, and then down here are a bunch of questions to ask. It's going to ask mostly about, mostly for you to respond to those 2 books that we saw over here. That is the Social Work Desk Reference and the Comprehensive Handbook of Social Work and Social Welfare. If we click on those, I think you would have access to those if the library was working, right? But we don't right now. So again, if that doesn't work, then we'll just push it back to next week. Where was I? Okay. Last one here is this one here, finding sources for the literature review. And so I want to make sure that we're moving forward with getting our literature reviews, finding enough sources for them, and preparing to write them. So that's what this project is about. Basically what I want you to do is, using any of the sources that we've used so far, you're going to find some sources for your paper, and then you're going to find some sources for your classmates' papers. So by Monday, what you need to do, using any of those search tools that we've found so far, and if the library isn't working, then just use Google and try your best. By Monday, find 2 sources for your literature review. They need to be a piece of research on the same topic. So a study would work, some kind of report or something like that could probably work as well. Mostly you're looking for studies. You're looking for the kind of sources that were being used by the sample in the book. So, yeah, scientific studies that were looking at outcomes and such. And then reply to this thread by Monday with what your topic is. Make sure to give lots of details for that because your classmates will need it. Comprehensive APA citations for each source. So both of your sources need to have a full APA works cited reference. And a brief description of the content of each source. And so if we go back and let's just clear this and then I'll show you what I mean by that. So, where'd you go? Academic search complete. If we just go here and we type in PTSD in veterans, this is going to give us a huge number of results. 3,000 results. And so if I want to, if I think this is one that I'm going to use, what you're going to want to do is open it up, go to the, skim over the abstract first to make sure that it's something that's going to be useful to you. And if you find that it is, you can go over here where it says full text. Everything in EBSCO is going to have that. And open up the article and read through it. You want to get started reading through these now because you don't want to have to read through all of them later on when you're trying to write your paper. Make notes while you read it and be able to give us a brief summary of each one. Alright, so where was I again? Not this one, not this one, not this one. No. Alright, so yeah, okay. By Monday you should have your topic, 2 APA citations for your sources, and 2 summaries of what each one of them is about. Yeah, make sure that there's something that's really close to what you're talking about, otherwise they won't be useful to you. By Friday, what you're going to do is go through the posts that your fellow students have put up, talking about their topics and what sources they've found. You're going to go into the same search materials as the same search databases and try to find a source that they can actually use, a source that could be useful to them for their paper. Do the same 2 parts for that as well. You just need an APA citation and a brief description. Do that for 2 different people. Did I say that in here? Yeah, 2 people. Try to pick the ones that haven't had as many posts on them as the other people, because you don't want it to be just one person getting like all of their work done for them and someone else not getting any help at all. Alright guys, I think that covers it. I will try to get your, what are they called again? Your opinion columns done and graded in the next few days. No promises though. Alright, see you all in the discussions.